Welcome back to Cosmoholics Anonymous. I am your favorite new mama, Bougie Vintage, and today's video is Botox. And I'm just going to jump right into the questions because we ain't got all day, okay? Hey girl, let's hop right into the situation. I'm 23 years old and I have a 2-year-old daughter. Since I try to keep close with my family, I frequently see my family members. One day I was over at my older sister's house with my daughter, but my brother-in-law picked us up from my house since my sister was working. I've known my brother-in-law since I was like 7 years old, so it's not awkward when it's just him, my daughter, and I. All three of us were in the pool just hanging out, talking, and after some time we get out since my daughter wanted to do something different. I was sitting down on a chair drying up. I did have my bathing suit on, but it was like a one-piece and non-revealing. Well, we started talking about this one video going viral, but he hadn't seen it yet, so I pulled it up on my phone to show him. While I was sitting down, he stood next to me watching the video on my phone. I still had my phone in my hand, but I put the phone closer to him so he could see. Next thing I knew, his stomach was getting closer to my face, and I slowly back away thinking he doesn't notice. It gets to the point when I move my head so much away from him that he apologizes, but I say it's okay. Next thing I know, I feel him touching my neck. This man was caressing my neck. Once he did that, I pulled my phone in and I called my daughter so we could go inside of the house to be away from him. Didn't you just tell me you knew this man since you were 7? Like, what's going on? Oh my god. Well, I told my sister about this situation and she told me that her husband said the reason he touched my neck was because he lost balance, so he grabbed onto my neck. Okay, grabbing onto somebody's neck because you lost balance and caressing somebody's neck is not the same thing. So, who lying? Oh, my hat's lying, not lying on top of my head. This makes absolutely no sense because he didn't grab my neck in a manner in which it seemed he was going to fall. He was literally caressing and stroking it. If he was really losing his balance, wouldn't he have grabbed onto the chair instead? That's what I was thinking. Okay. Or he would have actually grabbed my neck, apologized, and explained to me that he lost his balance. Overall, she basically took his side and I haven't spoken to her since. Girl, nobody wants to hear that their husband was caressing their sister's neck, okay? That's a bit much. My sister and I spoke for the holidays. Just wished each other Merry Christmas over text. She then asked if she could come over one day to give my daughter her gifts, but I didn't feel comfortable seeing her if we hadn't spoken about the last situation. Basically, she got pissed off and stated she never did anything to me, so I shouldn't act like that I shouldn't act that way towards her, and was giving me an attitude. Do you think I should reach out to her or just let it go? Sorry, it was so long, girl. I think that's definitely a conversation that needs to be had. I mean, if your sister wants to play dumb and wants to be ignorant to the fact that her man was caressing your neck, that's totally on her. But at the end of the day, you wouldn't make something like that up and tell your sister that. Like, there's no reason for you to be like, your husband was caressing my neck and it made me uncomfortable. Like, no. Obviously, he tried to pull a stunt and it didn't work. The only thing I find interesting is that the way you worded this, it made it seem like he went to her and told her. But I guess that could have been two things. So if he really was, let's play devil's advocate here and say he was falling and needed to grab your neck for support, okay? So he grabbed your neck for support. Which sounds absolutely ridiculous. Does your sister not hear that? How dumb it sounds? Anyway, say he did grab your neck because he was falling, you know, he tried to grip onto whatever was closest to him. The only reason he would have went to your sister to tell her before you did was because either A, he felt that you were uncomfortable because you grabbed your daughter and said we're going inside, or because he knows that he was actually caressing your neck and he knows that you and your sister are close and you're gonna tell your sister, so he tried to tell her first so that when you got to her, it wouldn't seem as it was. He's trifling. If you've known him since you were 7 and you're 23 now and he's trying that shit with you, I mean, he's obviously out there on the prowl looking for a young ting and he probably has a girlfriend, okay? I'm just saying. I mean, obviously your sister is never, that's not something your sister wants to hear, that her husband did that. Absolutely not. So I get why she would be upset, but at the end of the day, if my sister came to me with something like that, I would believe her. You know, I wouldn't basically not talk to her. And so I think you should talk to her, because if you love your sister and you want to have that relationship again, then you have to talk to her and you have to say, like, I know you don't want to hear that your husband did that, but that's what happened. He's lying to you and I'm sorry. That's it. It's not your fault that he did that, so you have nothing to take blame. But I think it's good that you guys haven't completely like shut each other out, because you guys still have messaged each other. And I don't think you should have not let her come over. I think you should have let her come over to drop the gifts off, and then when she was there, you could have had the conversation with her. I don't know. Try to go have tea, girl. Try to go have tea time with your sister and try to hash it out again. I am a single black female, mid-20s, just out here trying to function, but I suffer from self-esteem issues. It makes me depressive and trapped in my thoughts. Some days I wake up thinking that I'm too emotional, and others I'm a sociopath. I recently stopped talking to a close friend of mine from college. I started to feel obligated to hang out with her and hold conversations. I loathed her calls and waited days to text her back. I did tell her that I didn't want to talk to her and I needed time, but fuck all that. I'm just done. Tiny, what the hell is going on? Hey! Salem, stop! Tiny bit of me feels bad because I still maintain relationships with other people, but I just dead ass don't like this girl anymore. I probably should have ended the friendship a while ago, but I'm convinced I'm a nutcase and slightly masochistic. Girl, let me Google this word because I don't know what that is. Masochistic? I don't even know how to pronounce it. I feel dumb. Masochistic. Okay. Deriving sexual gratification from one's own pain or humiliation. Enjoying an activity that appears to be painful or tedious. Oh, you're just a weirdo. Okay. Should I at least give her some closure on why I stopped talking to her? Write a letter, send a video, or just hope she gets the picture? Warmest regards, Heaven's Trespasser. Girl, I need to light my sage after reading that shit, because what the hell are you even going on about? I mean, it's 2019. I ain't cutting people, like, if you're cutting people off, you're cutting people off. If you don't want to give an explanation as to why you cut somebody off, you don't have to. But if they didn't do anything to you, then I think it's only fair that you explain that it's not you, it's me, you know? Because that's basically what you're telling us here. Ease down on the self-diagnosing. You called yourself a sociopath. You called yourself this masochistic girl. Nobody even knows what that is except for you, which means I feel like you heard of it and you decided you had it. So I think that you gotta chill on that stuff. But if you don't want to be her friend anymore, you're not obligated to be her friend. People cut people off every day. It's not new. This is like textbook. It's life. Do you? Hello, my name is Key and I wanted to tell you that I love your videos. Hearing all these crazy stories and your advice made me think about how I need to let these ain't shit dudes out of my life. Just focus on myself and get my bag. I am now in 2019 with a boy who is great and getting paid super well and still getting my education. He asked, I think of you as a friend, LOL, and you have a wonderful family. And the title of this was, You've Changed My Life. Oh, that's so sweet. This is what I'm talking about, y'all. You see, I told you in 2019 I want to hear that you're flourishing. And she's flourishing, so shout out to her. This girl's lucky. I thought it was more than 2 scrolls, but she almost didn't make it. Hey, Bo, I would love advice on this situation. So me and my boyfriend have been together for 1.5 years exactly on January 17th. He is the best boyfriend I've ever had. He's literally the guy version of me. He's been working at this publishing place for 6 months, and it's an amazing job for someone so young to have. He is 23 and I am 19. Jealousy wasn't ever really a thing in our relationship until this girl got hired at his job 2 months ago. All of his coworkers are in an iMessage group chat together and she was added in. She then texted my boyfriend one-on-one and said she thought he was very cute and nice and asked him out for dinner. Oh, that's what we doing? That's what we doing? Okay. We asking niggas out now? At this point, they had only met in passing. He had FaceTimed me and screenshotted the message she sent and sent it to me. And we started laughing because he told me he thought she was ugly and that he wasn't going to reply. I told him that just ghosting her would make things awkward at work, so he should just explain to her that he's in a relationship. So he does. Girl, no. That's where you fucked up. Fuck being awkward at work. Awkward at work. It wouldn't have been awkward at work because they've not really spoken, you know? So it would have just been like, she should get the message if he doesn't respond to her. You fucked up. So he does, and she replies back and says, you didn't give her a ring, so it can't be that serious. My boyfriend wanted to cuss her out, but I calmed him down and tell him just not to reply, and that in this situation, she was the one that was wrong. He's an Aries and very hot-headed, but I'm a Cap, so I can calm him down. My boyfriend tells me she flirts with him 24/7 at work, follows him around, and tells him that she's sexually attracted to him. Okay, so this is what he needs to do. He needs to file a sexual harassment claim, and she ain't gonna have a job no more, okay? Because this is doing too much. He made it clear to me that he isn't attracted to her at all, but I was being snoopy and did peep. They follow each other on Insta, and they like each other's pictures from time to time. He follows all of his other female co-workers as well, and I don't have a problem with it, but she does comment and like on pictures of me and him that he posts, and she doesn't follow me on my own Instagram. She does watch my mother effing stories though. Listen, this girl is doing too much. My boyfriend's co-workers have even told me that she asked them questions about me if I'm a catfish or if I look like my pictures. Why is she so obsessed? If I'm nice, if I have a fat ass or not. What? Like, sis, why are you so pressed on me in my life? I tell my boyfriend, and he says that he's never around whenever they're talking about me, but she never mentions me to him ever. She asked him to drive her home once because she didn't have a ride, and when he offered to pay her an Uber, she told him that your girlfriend isn't cute enough for you to keep curving me. Listen, I'm showing up at work. I'm showing up at work. Hi, how are you? I'm that bitch. What's good? Like, he told her that she crosses the line too often, but in that work environment, even the smallest amount of tension between a small team would hurt my boyfriend if they make the call to cut him. I just want this girl to stop. She's still continuously watching my stories, asking people questions about me, and even watches my lives on Instagram and comments questions about my boyfriend like, where's your BF, and stuff like that. She's just a weirdo. Whenever I bring it up to my boyfriend, he just tells me he ignores her and minds his business. He's throwing a small party next week, and he's inviting all his co-workers over, and it will be my first time meeting her. Why is he inviting her? Is your boyfriend dumb? First of all, no. Just no. Okay? No. So my question is, should I bring something up? How should I act around her? What boundaries should I set with my boyfriend for how he should act around her in front of me? Thanks. Girl, I hope I'm not too late for the party. This was sent a couple days ago, so I'm not. No, he should never have invited her. She's already crossed so many lines. Why is he inviting her? Just to be nice? Like, no. He should have never invited her. If you are gonna be there, you're gonna have to square the fuck up, because I'm fighting you. Like, I'm actually fighting you. You're not gonna keep disrespecting me. You're not gonna keep stalking me and expect me to not beat your ass. No. Okay? So that's number one. Somebody has to check this girl. Okay? Because if nobody checks her, it's gonna be problematic for her. She's sexually harassing your boyfriend at work. She's disrespecting you. She's stalking you. He needs to be blocking her on all social medias, and you need to block her as well, since you say she's viewing your stories, or you need to go private so she can't view your stories. Like, she's doing way too much, and it's freaky. Okay, I'd be filing a damn restraining order against her because she's acting like a damn lunatic. I mean, if she's gonna be at this party and you're gonna be at this party, then you need to tell your boyfriend that if she looks at you any kind of way, you're popping the fuck off, period. And tell him that if she's coming, you're going to address her, period. Because you don't understand why she's doing all this. And if she's acting like that at work, I can already just see this whole scenario playing out at the party, okay? She's gonna try to laugh in your face like it's cute, and you're gonna lose it. Hey, Bo, I love your vids. Keep up the good work. I would like to remain anonymous. There's a person who will not leave me alone, and it started to creep me out a little. They feel a certain type of way that I don't feel about them. I have tried to give them multiple hints to leave me alone, but they just don't get it. I don't know what else to say for them to get the hint without sounding like a complete meanie. What I am asking is, what should I say to get them to leave me alone? Hi, I'm not interested in you, and I would really appreciate it if you would stop trying to pursue this friendship, this relationship, whatever it is that you are trying to pursue with me. I want no parts. And I am sorry that I had to break it to you like this, but I've been trying to drop hints for weeks now, and you just aren't getting it. So I have to just be bold and say it flat out, because I didn't want to be rude to you and I don't want to be mean to you, but I also don't want you to keep bothering me, for lack of a better word. I'm sorry if this hurts your feelings, but this is just the way it has to be. Please don't murder me. And that's it, okay? Like, come on, guys. Hey, Bo, first I want to thank you for taking the time out of your day to read this email. I love you, Shooter, Salem, and the new bundle who I'm secretly hoping shares my May 5th birthday. Here is my current situation. I was living together with my ex, who I'll refer to as Jay, for nearly 2 years. I'll be 21 this year, and he turned 31 today. Huh? What you said? What? As a result of my family pushing me to move in with Jay, the two of us broke up a few days ago, and now I'm not sure what to do. I'm still living with Jay, and he says I can stay as long as I need to, but going home at the end of the day has become so depressing that I know it's not going to be healthy for me to continue living with him. I've looked into some room shares, but the issue is that I am unable to save up money due to money to move out. I pay half of the rent, my phone bill, my monthly bus pass for work, and at least 2 Ubers per week so I can commute to my college classes. That's not including money spent for food, hygiene products, etc. The stress of this, combined with the fact that he was my only form of a support system, everything I've been going through has taken a toll. I'm part of an online community of sorts where I always have to put on a happy face, but I spend a lot of time crying by myself. I've suffered from depression in the past and almost lost my life, and I really don't want this to put me back on that road. I plan on living in a dorm when I transfer next school year, but that's a long time to continue living like this. If you have any advice, I'd appreciate it, but I'm immensely thankful if you even just read this. Wishing you all the love and happiness in the world. I'm a little confused. If your family was basically pressure you to live with him, why can't you just go back and live with your family? Since they are part of the reason you left to live with him in the first place. Why is your family not an option for you? Hey Bo, please keep me anon. Love you. So my boyfriend and I have been dating for over a year now, and everything has been great, so I thought. Last night my boyfriend admitted to me, after being flirty and trying to get his attention, that he hasn't felt sexually attracted or has had any sexual feelings or needs ever since he and his ex-girlfriend broke up, because he associates it with other memories. He canceled. Nope. When he told me this, my heart sank in my chest immediately. He's never been the one to take the lead without any kind of flirting when we have sex. I always feel like it's me, and now it makes sense. I feel like every time we've had sex in the past, it's not had much meaning to him, and that honestly breaks my heart. I know he loves me, and I know I'm not unattractive, lol, but I don't know how to get past this without feeling some type of way. What should I do? Break up with him? What are you talking about? Like, what? Do you know what you just said to me? If I read this correctly, and y'all let me know if I did not, because from what I just read, only thing I could think about is that if he's associating it with other memories, that means that every time you guys are having sex, he's imagining it's his ex-girlfriend. And that's what we not gonna do, boo-boo. Like, are you kidding me? No, girl, you need to find somebody that's as sexually fluid as you are and move on with them, because you cannot unbreak this man's heart, okay? He is not Tony Braxton, and we ain't got the... Bitch. And we ain't got the time for his little ass games. Like, if I have to initiate the sex every single time, I'm gonna get bored. So, especially as a woman, because as a woman, you want to feel sexy for your significant other, and you don't want them to. Listen, my man couldn't tell me this shit right here. Okay, no, it's been over a year. And he's never expressed this to you before. It's like, why have you been wasting my time? You need to find somebody else.